Okay, so in today's video we are going to rank all 21 movies in the MCU. Now, not everyone's going to agree with my list. We're obviously going to have different opinions. Let me know in the comments, what are your favourites? Where do you rank all the MCU's movies? You know, people are going to have things in different spots, so don't have a go at people because everyone likes something different. And I'm going to give you my ranking of the 21s. And I'm going to try and keep this one under 20 minutes because if I talk about all the movies, I mean, this video could go on for like 40 minutes plus easily. So, without further ado, let's kick off and let's get going. Okay, coming in at number 21 is going to be Iron Man 2. Now, Iron Man 2 to me, it was lackluster, especially after the first Iron Man. First Iron Man just kind of took off, and Iron Man 2, I just didn't feel the same. I mean, the villain wasn't that interesting, and yeah, the story I just didn't enjoy it at all. Well, I mean, I do enjoy it. Like, I can still watch it now, but it is I think the weakest one of the MCUs, and that's why. I mean, I've just got to have it at number 21 because it is the weakest for me. Coming in at number 20 is going to be Thor: The Dark World. And basically, you know, you got bland villain. He's really, the Dark Elves are just kind of like, yeah, there. Natalie Portman's not very good in it. Thor's character's kind of a bit all over the place. And the story just lacked. You know, that villain just lacked. And yeah, I mean, you had good concepts in that, but execution was a bit poor. And obviously this was the trend because you had Iron Man 2 and then Thor 2. It was kind of the trend that the second one wasn't as good as the first ones, and it comes in at number 20 for me. Coming in at 19 is going to be The Incredible Hulk. And let me tell you, this Incredible Hulk, it's not that bad of a movie. People slander it all the time. It's quite enjoyable. Abomination's unbelievable. I hope they bring Abomination back because he's still around. And I think it's a good movie. I don't hate this movie. It is one of the weaker ones, I think, in my opinion. And I don't think we're probably going to see a Hulk individual movie again. But the fight between Hulk and Abomination was awesome. And that's really the main event that we all go to see. So it comes in at number 19. Coming in at number 18, which I could get slated for, is Guardians of the Galaxy number 2. Volume 2. For me, they went a wrong direction. The way that the first Guardians went to the sequel, it kind of got really darker, and it wasn't what I wanted. Wasn't what I thought the Guardians were about. And I mean, Ego was cool, but I just think they could have explored it a bit more. And it kind of fell flat after the first one. It kind of just fell flat for me, and that's why I've got it down here at number 18. Coming in at number 17 is going to be Iron Man 3. Now, Iron Man 3 is a cool concept, but the one big factor, I think, for most people is the Mandarin. I mean, come on, like, they just kind of made him a joke character, and really, in the comics now, he's not. And I was hoping he was going to phase, but hopefully we get to see the Mandarin again in a better form and not such a joke character. But for me, Iron Man 3 it's good, but I just thought, you know, I did like the way that Tony Stark had to deal with everything that happened in New York and all that. That was good, but it just kind of fell flat as well. And I just wish Iron Man 3 was a bit better. So it comes in at number 17. Coming in at number 16 is going to be Ant-Man and the Wasp. This is a fun movie. I enjoyed it. It's great. I mean, I like the dynamic between Ant-Man and Wasp. It's good. You know, you still got Hank Pym there and everything that's going on and how they're trying to get Hank's wife out of the quantum realm. Ghost could have been explored a bit more. I think the potential for Ghost was high. You could have delved into her character more, and we could have seen why she's hurting and all that, but they didn't. And I think Ghost just kind of lacked a bit more in the villain side of things. And yeah, that's why I've got it down here. Coming in at number 15 is going to be another controversial one, but it is Black Panther. I mean, I love Black Panther. Eric Killmonger is up there in my top 3 MCU movie villains. Like, he's brilliant. I mean, Michael B. Jordan was unreal. T'Challa's awesome. But for me, I just kind of, you know, it's a good movie. Like, it is a good movie. But for me, it's not it's not one of those ones that I can just sit down and like sort of turn my mind off and watch. I mean, you really got to be invested into this movie. That's what it's all about. And I mean, I enjoyed Black Panther. I don't get me wrong. I enjoy Black Panther. I love Black Panther. I love all these movies. But for me, I just have it down here, down there, down in this area because for me, I mean, it's not one of my favorites. And it's a good movie though. Like, don't hate me for it, but it's a good movie. Coming in number 14 is going to be Doctor Strange. Now, Doctor Strange is the mystical side of the MCU, and it was brilliant. The visuals were unbelievable. I enjoyed that so much. I loved the backstory of Doctor Strange, how Stephen Strange, he was arrogant in that and loses his hands, the one thing that he valued the most in life, and he went on this quest and all that. That was good. Now, the last bit with the Time Stone and all that, could have been a bit more fight towards Doctor Strange and the villain, but it's a good movie. I enjoyed it, and I've got it down here. Coming in number 13 is going to be The Avengers: Age of Ultron. Now, Ultron is a good villain. Like, I enjoyed him. He's complex. He's got his own view of things. He thinks the humans need to die so that the world can, come back up and relive again, basically. And I thought, there's so many elements of Ultron that they could have delved into, but they didn't, and that kind of took away from the story. But yeah, it was good otherwise. I mean, it's a good movie. Like, all these Marvel movies are good, and I had this one here just because of they could have gone more into Ultron and made it a bit better, but they didn't quite, and that kind of let it down a bit. Coming in at number 12 is gonna be Iron Man. I mean, this is the one that kickstarted the MCU. You gotta love it. Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr., brilliant. The first Iron Man suit's built, and you follow on, and this is a good movie for considering it's like the first one that kicked everything off basically. For it to be well received now, it has gone through and the test of time, and it's still quality to watch. I enjoy it, and it is a good story for Tony, and you see how he changes throughout life, and that's why I've got it in at number 12. Now, coming in at number 11 is just outside the top 10. It's going to be Captain Marvel. Now, Captain Marvel, I mean, it's a solid entry. It is a solid entry. Carol could have been done a bit more, a bit better. Captain Marvel, I thought, but Samuel L. Jackson steals the show. Nick Fury steals the show, and I mean, I enjoyed Captain Marvel. Like, it is entertaining. And really, that's all I wanted from MCU film is entertainment. I got it from Captain Marvel, and it's in at number 11. And yeah, so let's get into the top 10 now. Alrighty, we're into the top 10, and coming in at number 10 is Ant-Man. And Ant-Man was just such a relief because it was something different. It was a heist movie, and it was small scale, and it was just, it just come at the right time. It's a fun movie. Paul Rudd was perfectly casted. I mean, I enjoyed it. It was fun. So many moments here in this movie that you can love about Ant-Man, and it comes in at number 10 for me. Coming in at number 9 is the Guardians of the Galaxy, and another fun movie. Like, the dance-off is it's brilliant. Ronan, the Accuser, could have been a bit better. I mean, he could have flushed him out a bit more, and yeah, I wanted to see more of Ronan. But you didn't get that, and that kind of let it down. But other than that, with all the Guardians, I mean, come on. Gamora, Star-Lord, Rocket, Groot, and, what's his name, Drax, absolutely had a ball when they're all together, and it's a fun movie. I mean, everyone loves Guardians. It's a fun movie. James Gunn did a great job, and that's why it comes in at number 9 for me. Coming in at number 8 is one of the most underrated comic book movies of all time, Captain America: The First Avenger, sorry. And this movie just is basically the kickstart of all of the Avengers. You have Steve Rogers, and it's good to see how he develops from this skinny kid that just wants to do the right thing and go to the army and fight for everyone, basically. And he finally gets his chance when he becomes a super soldier and he takes down Hydra. I thought the Red Skull was good. We could have had more. I would have liked more on screen. I would have liked him to come back, but we didn't get that. And to me, this is a fantastic movie. I love watching it. And yeah, if you guys have no one ever seen Captain America: The First Avenger, make sure you check it out. Coming in number 7, one of the other underrated comic book movies of all time, probably second, is Thor. I mean, this is good. I like the first Thor because you see Thor go from a bratty teenager to thinking, I know what I have to do, I just have to beat people down, to maturing and go, it's not all about that. Like, it's more than me just killing things and beating people down and that and taking over. So the way that he develops is brilliant, and this is just a fantastic. Loki's unbelievable. Loki, one of the best villains, because all he wants is for Odin to love him and be proud of him, and that's when you get the cliffhanger at the end where he falls down and that, and it's just, yeah, it's a fantastic movie. I love this Thor movie. Coming in at number 6 is going to be Spider-Man Homecoming, and let me tell you, this is just a delightful, fun movie. Small scale. Vulture is, he's unreal too. He's in the top 5 Marvel villains, because he's a guy that he's just trying to make ends meet and feed everyone and try to give his employees a job, basically. And the government's trying to take that away from him, so he takes it upon himself to do their own thing. And you got Peter Parker, who's trying to deal with high school, the love interest, to find out that, oh crap, the Vulture is her father, and then, you know, gets stripped of the suit and that because Tony thinks he's not ready because he's abusing the power, so he has to take it upon himself to prove himself again. And it's just a fun movie. Like, it's fun. Tom Holland's brilliant, and I really enjoyed Spider-Man Homecoming. Alrighty, we're into the top 5 now. Number 5 is the first Avengers, and who would have thought we would have seen a movie like this? All these Avengers characters into one big film. I never thought I'd see it, but Loki's a brilliant villain in it, and everything just meshes brilliantly in this movie, and this was really the movie that kick-started everything to go to the next level, because we're all like, wow, they can make a movie with all the Avengers and give them screen time. This is unbelievable. And you had the great Hulk moments, Captain America and Iron Man meeting together, Eric Banner and Tony meeting together, and then they had Thor in there, and yeah, it's just a fun movie. It's brilliant, and I enjoyed it. Coming in at number 4 is Captain America: Winter Soldier. This is just the Russos' first MCU movie, just bam, straight out of the park. Just absolutely nailed it. I love it. You've got the relationship, and when Bucky, he finally finds out Bucky's still alive and he's the Winter Soldier, and you get all that dynamic, and Steve basically still doesn't go against his word, and he brings down Hydra as they infiltrate S.H.I.E.L.D., and you've just got a brilliant political thriller. It's just brilliant. I mean, I love Winter Soldier. It's so good, and that's why I got it in number 4. So we've hit the top 3 now, and coming in number 3 is going to be Captain America: Civil War. Wowza. The Russos come out with another one, and this is where we see Black Panther and Spider-Man for the first time, and oh my gosh, was it not brilliant? Like, this movie was just, holy moly. Zemo is one of the best villains. He's in the top 2 best villains of Marvel, of the MCU ever. The way that he manipulates them to fight each other, the way he gets out the information so that Tony and Steve turn on each other and fight, and he breaks up the Avengers and completes his task, is unbelievable. Like, it is just so good. This movie has everything. Action, you know, mental battles, and then the big finale where Winter Soldier and Cap versus Iron Man. And that scene is so powerful. And it's just, oh, it's such a good movie. I mean, I'm pretty sure most people have Civil War in their top 3. It is just that good. That good. So we're in a number 2 now. There's only 2 left. Who is it gonna be? And it's gonna be Avengers Infinity. Nah, I'm just joking. Thor Ragnarok it is, coming in at number 2. And wow. This is by far the best Thor movie, easily. Like, this just, the whole change. You got the Planet Hulk concept added into this Thor Ragnarok story. and this is just brilliant. Like, the colours in this is just brilliant. We go off Asgard to see another world, and Thor's got another challenge to go through, and you still got that Thor and Loki absolute brilliance going throughout the relationship back and forth, and it's just so good. And then you add in Hela, who knows all Odin's secrets, and now Thor and Loki have to figure out a way to beat her without their father being there. And that is the cool concept of it, that Odin's not there to bail him out, and Thor knows he's not strong enough to beat her, and he knows, wow, we have to actually cause Ragnarok to actually save everyone. And I mean, it comes in at number 2 for me. It's just that good. And finally, coming in at number 1, and there's no surprise here, Avengers Infinity War. You got the best villain in the MCU, Thanos, absolutely brilliant. One of my favourite characters now of the MCU. He's just that good. And you've got all this screen time. Thor went up a whole nother level. Like, that entrance to Wakanda was just, oh my god, the visual effects was just brilliant. Cap was at his best. Tony was at his best. You had the one of the most saddest dustings of all time with Spider-Man, and he's sitting there. Doctor Strange was unreal in it. And, I mean, no one can hate Infinity War. The special effects are amazing. The story's good. They just did enough not to go overboard with it in Infinity War. And it sets up Endgame. And I cannot wait for Endgame now. We are, what? Oh, only like a month away or something like that. It's getting so close. Like, oh my god, I cannot wait for it. And that's why Infinity War comes in at number 1. So let me know in the comments, what are your rankings of the MCU movies? I mean, I like all of them personally. Like, I enjoy the MCU so much. It's probably, behind Star Wars, my favourite franchise at the moment. And it's just so good. I enjoy it so much. And I hope they make another 20 odd movies going forward now. So have yourselves a good day, and let me know in the comments what are your favourites. And I'll see you guys in the next video.